I have got some ghost stories for you.
I come home from the gym and the chairs are all stacked upside down. Like a very intricate stack.
There was a werewolf on our porch swing holding one of our kittens.
The pen was all busted open and there is blood everywhere.
There's like somebody standing in the middle of the bed with their finger pushing straight up on the canopy, like a tent pole. But there's nothing there. And I laid in bed like a little kid. I pulled the covers up over my eyes.
This little boy told paranormal investigators, apparently my grandfather came back from the dead to harass a toddler.
So that is my ghost story.
Hi, and welcome to Haunted AF, the podcast of real ghost stories told by real people. We are your hosts. I'm Julie Fisk.
And I'm Rebecca Black.
So coming up, we have got a really sweet, really sad Dead Pet of the Week story. I already sent this one to you. It's just amazing. And another true crime ghost story.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I can't get enough of those.
Oh, cannot wait. But first, we've got to thank and say hello to our new patrons, Cassandra and Mike Rowe, Rafaela Wicker, and Amanda Kirsten.
So she's like a repeater. She comes and goes on our Patreon page.
Okay, so I see what she does. She pays the $5, listens to all of it, and then she'll come back in a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Like cancel and then come back.
Which is totally
fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Because we get it. Sometimes you got the money, sometimes you don't.
Right. Don't forget, we are continuously posting exclusive content on our Patreon page. So if you've binged everything, you can find plenty over there, including the new weekly Patreon pregame.
Mm-hmm.
That is patreon.com/hauntedaf.
Yeah. And this week's Patreon pregame, Rebecca went off on the Batman.
I did.
Because she apparently disagreed with my review.
I did.
And she's wrong. No, I'm kidding.
You want to fight?
No,
I did. I came in swinging real hot, and I'm sorry. Because after I had a few days to think about it, I was definitely not near as mad.
Yeah, she sent me the all caps text. Like
the old lady, like, I hate you for making me go to this movie.
Drinking one hand, texting with the other.
It was definitely.
Why'd you make me see that movie?
Sorry.
We do need to send out some love to Kat in Australia who sent us this message. Okay, and we know Kat. She's shared multiple stories, and she's in our intro. She's the one they raised blue healers.
Which, God, that story is so good.
It's so amazing.
Oh, and it's so creepy.
Yeah, it really is. So anyhow, she says, hey guys, I don't have a freaky story for you today, but I'm ready to say thank you. If you aren't aware, the east coast of Australia has gone to shit. Major flooding. It's absolutely devastating.
Oh, no.
I live on the east coast and got trapped for a week away from my home as we went away for a sporting event. I'm a lucky one as my house wasn't flooded, but it came quite close. We also have very limited food, nothing in the shops. The internet and phone service isn't working properly at my house, so I'm at work right now downloading as much shit as I miss Netflix, TikTok, and of course, Haunted AF. Anyhow, yesterday I was chilling in our garage, having a nice cold Coke Zero with my partner, talking about how we could help the people who lost everything. And I heard a man next to me. It was the postie, and he frightened the absolute shit out of me. And yes, he had a parcel for me. It was the shirt I ordered from you guys. Made my bloody week, put a smile on my face. I know this might sound weird, but with all the sadness around at the moment, the small parcel from my favorite podcast made my day better. So thank you from Kat.
Oh my gosh.
And
that hit me all in the feels.
Same. And Kat, I had no idea about flooding in Australia. Here in the States, all we're hearing about is the Ukraine. That's all we're really hearing about at the moment. So I'm so sorry. And I will, in the companion blog, post a link to the story about the flooding there because it's horrible.
Yeah.
It is a really bad situation.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So before we get into our stories, there are listeners of this podcast who pay very close attention to the random sounds that happen while we're taping.
Yeah.
So people are always writing and saying, what was this? What was that? It's usually just Rebecca and I making weird noises.
Yeah. Or stomach growls.
Or stomach growling. So I wanted to warn everybody, my stomach is making a new sound. A new sound.
I love that even more.
It sounds like a woman. Legit. It sounds like Kristen Bell trying to decide how she feels about something. Because it goes, ooh.
What?
The first time I heard it, I legit looked around like
who said that?
Who said that?
Kristen Bell, are you my ghost?
Ooh. And then, ooh. And then my stomach was like, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, oh, that's my stomach. Now listen, this has happened multiple occasions.
I
all
want to
right.
hear it so bad.
Ew.
I want to hear it like in the wild, like for real. Like
I probably will.
I'm hoping.
So that's something to be listening for. And we also have this story. This is Tony talking about his haunted car. Before we get started, I need to let everyone know we did not add any sound effects to this. So have fun listening to all the weird shit in Tony's story. And he is in his haunted car while he's recording this.
Hello, ladies. This is Tony from Orlando. My sister told me about you guys. Love the podcast. She loves the podcast. I've listened to every episode, and I'm starting over again. Really awesome. Love you guys. My story, as far as the car goes, I went to a camping trip in Ocala National Forest. On the way back, we stopped at the Casadega Hotel, which you saw on YouTube. Casadega is the medium capital of the world. I think I have a spirit attachment after visiting Casadega. So my first experience in the car was a green orb in the back. Second experience was a pink orb. One of the things that really scared me was I saw kind of like a shadow figure. I saw a head looking from behind my seat and then pop back behind the seat. Turn the lights on, look back there, nothing there. Every once in a while I'll hear knocks, heard whispers. One time, my girlfriend, we went on a trip. When we got home, she opened her car door and heard a moan. So she sat back down, closed the door. She thought it might have been an animal. It wasn't an animal. I backed up the car, put my high beams on, looked everywhere, nothing. So we pulled up to the house, parked again, and we hear, hello, from the backseat. Clear as day, just like that. I live on an acre of land in a secluded area, so was not any neighbors or anyone passing by. So what I've done is I've purchased a dash cam, see what I could catch. And the dash cam points forward and backwards. I've also purchased a K2 meter and a voice recorder to see what I catch. And I'll keep you guys updated. If something creepy happens, I'll share it with you guys. Once again, thank you.
Again, that's from Tony. So thank you, Tony. And please keep us posted.
My biggest fear is getting in my car and somebody poking their head up from the back.
Yeah.
I have to investigate my backseat. I'm not even kidding you. Every time I open my car door.
You've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So
that it actually freaking happened to him.
And the voice. Now there are edit points that are just like little popping sounds from where I was.
Hear those.
Yeah, there's that. But when he says a shadow person and then there's this like gung sound, it freaked me out. Like I've listened to that so many times. And there are a few other times where it sounds like something kind of talking with him.
Like a marbly mouth type something. I agree.
So have fun listening back to that. I figured those of you who like listening to the podcast and finding random weird stuff, y'all would definitely enjoy that.
All right. So this next story. Hi, my name is Jamerson and I'm from a small town in Texas called Victoria. In 2013, I had a close friend named Dylan who would hang out with me at my parents' house every day after work. He always wore his uniform, a tan shirt, blue pants, and a tan hat when he came over. I just want to point out this is my granddad's exact outfit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He was a maintenance man and that's what he wore.
Oh.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm having little feels there. He sadly passed away in a car accident, but just before that, he gave me a dog named Lucky.
Oh.
Lucky lived at my parents' house, and after Dylan passed, I built a wooden doghouse for him. I was taking a break inside one day when my sister ran in and said, "There's some guy out back standing next to the doghouse." My mom and I went to look, but no one was there. We asked my sister to describe him, and she said he had a tan shirt, tan hat, and blue jeans, which is what Dylan had on every time he ever came over.
He's checking on Lucky.
I know, that's so sweet. My sister, however, had never met him before. I love y'all and your podcast. I listen to it every day at work, and I'm all caught up now. Jamerson in Victoria.
Oh, thank you, Jamerson.
Oh, that's a sweet story.
That is. We also got this little story from Amelia. This is a quickie. She says, I was driving my Uber with some customers next to a graveyard downtown recently when my customer and I both saw two shadows walking across the street. Actually, it looked more like they were waddling.
Ew.
What? It was so dark I couldn't really figure out what the heck it was. And when my customer said, "Did you see that?" And I said, yup, I think we just saw some shadow people.
That's awesome.
And again, that one is from Amelia. So this next one, this comes from Samantha. And she says, I'm drunk, so I have the confidence to finally send this in.
It's the devil of the week.
I'm like, that sounds great.
That's amazing.
You don't sound drunk at all.
No, you have a gorgeous voice.
I'm playing it again. Hang on.
It's the devil of the week.
I was like, oh my God, we're going to share that this week. And she said, oh
Please.
God, she said, did I send that to you?
Oh my gosh, she didn't know.
She forgot.
That's hilarious.
I know. And I was like, wait, are you for real? Can we share it? She was like, yeah, go ahead and share it.
Okay, good. Because I'm telling you right now, that has the Somewhere Over the Rainbow vibes by that dude with the ukulele.
Oh,
Does it not to you? That's what it reminds me of. He can do it better than us, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
So this is from Sarah. I had to put my
You have to slow your roll.
I
These
sure do.
dead pet dedications.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Get a little too happy about it.
All right, Casey Kasem.
Sorry. Okay. This is from Sarah. I had to put my dog Aries to sleep on Saturday. Oh, so this is like recent.
Yeah.
Monday night, I went outside and a solar powered light that hasn't worked in ages was on and shining brighter than I have ever seen it. My first thought was that my boy spirit was with me. So I started talking to him and asking him to turn the light off and on again. Attached are 2 videos that I took of the light turning on and off again and again on command, and some pics of my sweet fat boy.
Oh, Aries is so cute. He's such a cute little dog. And so here's just the audio.
Aries, turn the light off. Turn it on. Come on, Aries. Come on, good boy.
Oh, that just breaks my heart.
No kidding, but I kind of love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that her dog Aries is like, I'm still with you.
I'm still with you
in spirit.
So this next story comes from Zach, who says, I'm 19 years old and I live in Philly. About 10 minutes away from me in Elkins Park is a mansion called Linwood Hall that's considered to be the world's largest haunted house.
Ooh.
It has 110 rooms altogether and has a ballroom big enough to fit 1,000 people.
Wow.
It belonged to Peter A.B. Widener, who died in 1915 at the age of 80 in the house. He wanted the house to be passed down through the family for centuries. That didn't happen because his son George, who was supposed to inherit the house, died on the Titanic with his son Peter. George's wife Eleanor survived the Titanic tragedy on lifeboat number 4. He says, I think I remember correctly. People say that the 3 Widener men still roam the house to this day. That's all I can remember off the top of my head, but I'll see if I can drive by later and get some good pictures of it. Thanks for reading, and you guys have done awesome with the podcast. And it's from Zach, whose username is My Big Nards. Well, hello there.
Hey, Big Nards.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
I would think. How do you sit?
I know. They get pinched. Do they get caught in your zipper?
So many questions.
But I looked up this Linwood Manor, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's gigantic. And that's a true story.
Well,
so
a ballroom for 1,000 people. It has to be massive.
And it's still sitting there empty. The last time it was like sold to some religious organization for $0.
Nuh-uh.
And again, we'll post a link in the show notes and
it's haunted.
in the blogs. Well, here's the thing.
$0.
$0. Yeah. But then I can't find any stories about actual hauntings. I can only find the stories that oh, it is haunted. It's the world's largest haunted house.
But that's it.
But that's it. So the man who owned it, the one who did not die on the Titanic, apparently owned 20% of the ship. So he had massive investments, and he was bringing his family home and was like, oh, take my beautiful big new ship. So I think he actually is the one who put them on the Titanic to come home. So yeah, and then he dies in this home alone after losing his son and his grandson there. He did have another son that he did leave the house to, who also died in the house.
Oh my gosh, so much freaking death.
Yeah, so that's another one. If you guys have stories about this Linwood Manor, I feel like if I lived anywhere near this place, this would be the house I'd be creeping the hell out of. I'd be climbing fences all day long.
It's almost like it's cursed.
Yeah, so if you guys have anything on that, hauntedafpodcast@gmail.com. And again, we'll post some links to this story at in the companion blog.
So this next story comes from Kristen, and she says, first of all, I love the show. Oh, thank you. One of these days, I'm going to tell you about the haunted newspaper building I worked in.
Oh, please do.
Is that not today, though?
Yeah.
But first, I knowingly moved into a home where a mother killed her 11-year-old daughter by suffocating her with plastic bags and duct tape.
Holy shit.
That's
hardcore.
This is heavy.
Yeah.
Big time. So in fact, I lived there while the trial was going on, and the prosecution team had come in and take measurements and photos.
Oh
my God.
Oh, wait, it gets worse.
The mother blamed her son, the girl's brother, and got away with it for several years before the brother was finally released from jail. Nothing too strange happened in that house until Christmas, when I would feel unexplainable cold spots on my face while watching TV. So Christmas came around, and I had a 6-month-old and a 4-year-old at the time. I put them to bed and started setting out presents. But as I was arranging them under the tree, the little rocking worm, like a rocking horse, but a cute little worm, started playing music by itself.
Oh.
You had to press the antenna with some force to make that happen. And it had been in my closet for a month without playing by itself.
Ooh.
On Christmas Day, that toy played by itself randomly all day long.
Oh.
My boyfriend was a little freaked out, but what really got him was when the light on the fan started turning on and off. He said, if she does that one more time, I'm leaving.
Good.
Yes. She did it again, but he didn't leave. This apparently made her mad because she then flung a stack of mail into the middle of the room. He still didn't leave. Turns out she had good taste in men, though it took me a while to figure out that. Anyway, she never moved or messed with anything ever again, only on Christmas Day. Kristen.
Okay. Dr. Phil did an episode.
No way.
On this murder. And I don't think the mother has ever even been convicted of this situation.
She's still out and about?
As far as I know. So again, go to the show notes and check this out. How sad is this, though?
It's so sad.
Christmas. Of course she would get active on Christmas Day because that would be like her favorite time.
Do we know why the mom decided to kill the daughter?
I don't know.
Like, why the son is still alive and well.
Yes,
I guess she needed somebody to blame.
He's out of jail.
Wow.
He did time in jail,
How
got
long, I
out.
wonder?
hauntedaf.com. Go to episode 6, season 7, and go find all the links on that.
Yeah, we've actually got some questions recently about how to record yourself or how to send stories or how to send the stories in. Easiest way is the voice memo function on your iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, there are tons of free, easy to use voice recorder apps. So just find one that you like in the App Store or whatever, play around with it, and then record yourself telling a story and then send it in to us. Haunted AF.
What is it?
I don't know. What is our freaking email? hauntedafpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, play around with it a little bit and then do us a favor. Do listen back. You don't have to edit it.
No.
But do listen back and make sure that you are clear. Because sometimes when you guys are like driving, everybody records their ghost stories in their car for some reason. I think they don't.
Seems very dangerous.
It does. I know.
I'm just throwing that out there.
It's usually about their haunted house. And so
Right.
they don't want to tell the story in their haunted house.
Well, they might stir something up. So maybe just sit in your car while it's not moving.
Yeah.
and
Go
tell the
go
story.
sit in the Target parking lot. That's where I get
There you
all
go.
my best work done is the Target parking lot. You could always just film yourself telling the story too. We
Love
haven't
it.
gotten any of those
Mhm.
in a while. Of course, if all of that sounds like too much of a pain in the ass, just write
Like
it down.
email it, yeah.
Write it down and email it to us. We'll take them any way you want to share them. Just send them to hauntedafpodcast@gmail.com so we can use them in season 7 of Haunted AF.